It is said that during the Shaoxing period of the Southern Song dynasty, there is a descendant named Zhu Juan in Linan City. At the age of 22, both parents died, living as a buddy in my brother-in-law Li Ren's crude medicine shop. He is honest. Grab medicine and settle accounts on weekdays. Life is as plain as water. I never thought I would encounter anything strange in my life. I never imagined that there would be a love affair that would affect the third world. This year on Qingming Festival, Zhu Juan went to Baoshuda Temple to burn incense to worship his ancestors. When I was going down the mountain, it suddenly started to rain heavily. I took a boat by the West Lake to take shelter from the rain and go home. The boat had just left the shore, and someone on the shore shouted to take a boat. Zhu Juan looked over and saw that it was a young woman in white clothes, with a maid in Xingyi, standing embarrassed in the rain. The woman got on the boat and thanked Zhu Juan. Only then did Zhu Juan see her appearance clearly, and her eyebrows were like distant mountains, eyes like autumn water, skin as white as snow. Although it is a plain white dress, it cannot hide its romantic charm. Zhu Juanhuo has been around for 22 years. I have never seen such a beautiful woman, so I can't help but be stunned. The woman claimed her surname was Bai, and her husband had just died. Today, I went to the grave and came back in the rain. Zhu Juan helped her pay for the boat, and the woman was very grateful. I reported my address and said that the slave family lives at the entrance of Shuangtifeng Alley in Jianchao. The son will come to pick up the money for the boat another day. Zhu Juan was eager to have the opportunity to meet again, so he agreed again and again. The next day, Zhu Juan deliberately changed into clean clothes, all the way to the entrance of Shuangtifeng Alley. It was a small courtyard with pink walls and tiles, which was very delicate. He went forward and knocked on the door, and it was the maid in Xingyi who opened the door. The white lady heard that he was coming, welcomed him out in person, and led him into the house. Made tea by hand, two people sitting and talking. When Lady Bai talked about her loneliness, her eyes turned red. Zhu Juan's heart was sour, and he said good words to comfort. The more the two talk, the more speculative they become. The white lady suddenly opened her mouth and said, "The slave family sees that the son is loyal and honest. Wish to be married to the son. I don't know what the son thinks." Zhu Juan was surprised and delighted, nodding again and again. At that moment, the two worshipped heaven and earth in the yard and became husband and wife. The white lady took out a large ingot of silver from the bedside, which weighed 50 taels. Hand it to Zhu Juan and say that the son will take it to buy some furniture for daily use. Let's have a good life. Zhu Juan was overjoyed and took the silver in his arms and brought it back to his brother-in-law's house. Brother-in-law Li Ren manages money and food in the government. When he saw the silver, his face changed. I watched it over and over several times. In a deep voice, "Xiaoyi, there is the mark of Xiao Taiwei's treasury on this silver. Where did you get that?" Zhu Juan didn't dare to hide it. He said it one by one. Li Ren was so scared that he broke into a cold sweat that he took Zhu Juan to the government office to surrender overnight. The government sentenced Zhu Juan to stealing official silver and 20 spine sticks. Distribution of Suzhou Prison City Camp workmanship. Zhu Juan was full of grievances, thinking that the white lady must be a liar. I never want to see her again in my life. Who knew that he had settled in Suzhou for a few days? Lady Bai came to the door with her maid, crying that the silver was left by the ex-husband. I didn't know it was stolen goods, but I searched for my husband all the way to Suzhou. Zhu Juan was angry and distressed. Finally, he sighed and let her in the door. Master Wang persuaded by the side. Zhu Juan's heart softened. I started living with her again. Half a year later, Zhu Juan wore new clothes and went to Chengshan Temple to see the Buddhist meeting. Taken down by the official again. The clothes and fan were stolen from Zhou Yangshi's pawn vault. Zhu Juan was sentenced to be assigned to Zhenjiang Mansion again. This time, he was completely chilled by the white lady. Identify this woman as the root cause. but the white lady chased after Zhenjiang again. I said tearfully, I did take those things, but I have never killed anyone. And I am even more sincere to officials. In this life, I only recognize you. Zhu Juan looked at her in tears. His heart softened again, and he let out a long sigh. Forgave her again. The white lady took out silver taels. In Zhenjiang, he opened a crude medicine shop for Zhu Juan, and business was booming. Zhu Juan always had a pimple in his heart. What is the origin of this woman? Why do you always come up with valuable things out of thin air? On the 8th day of April, Jinshan Temple Bathing Festival, Zhu Juan wants to burn incense. Lady Bai blocked her in every possible way, and her face changed. Said that there was a Zen master Fahai in the temple. The way is profound, and it is unlucky to go. Seeing her flustered appearance, Zhu Juan became even more suspicious and insisted on going. As soon as Zen master Fahai saw him, he shouted that the donor was haunted by monsters. Your wife is a 1,000-year-old white snake spirit. Maid kinking is herring essence. If you don't believe me, go back and try. This penniless monk advises you to return to Hangzhou as soon as possible. Stop entangling with them, or your life will be in danger. Zhu Juan was scared out of his mind, rolled down the mountain, escaped directly back to my brother-in-law's house in Hangzhou. But when he entered the door, Lady Bai and Kinking followed him in. Zhu Juan was afraid and angry. The rustling sound is heard in the dim night. Light up the lamp and see a big white python with the thickness of a bull coiled at the foot of the bed. Spit out the letter. Zhu Juan shouted and rushed out the door, all the way to Jinki Temple to find Fahai Zen Master. Fahai handed him a purple gold bowl. He warned, go home while the monster is unprepared. Put this bowl on her head. Hold on tight, don't let go. Zhu Juan took the bowl with trembling hands. He gritted his teeth and turned to go home. The white lady saw him come back. Welcome forward with a happy face. Official, you are back. The slave family has been waiting for you for a long time. Zhu Juan looked at her smiling face, and his heart hurt like a knife. But he got down and he lifted the bowl. He covered the white lady's head hard. A golden light flashed, and the white lady screamed. Sharp shrinkage. Finally, it turned into a 7 or 8-inch long little white snake, shivering under the bowl. Kinking next to him also appeared in its original form. It was a small herring. Fahai strode in and picked up the bowl, yelled to the white snake inside, "What kind of monster are you?" The faint cry of the white lady came from the bowl, Zen Master. I am a boa constrictor. Just because of the severe wind and rain, I came to the West Lake to settle down. I didn't want to meet Zhu Juan, so I was moved for a while and violated the law of heaven. But I have never killed anyone, asking the Zen Master for mercy and forgiveness. Fahai sighed. Although you didn't hurt anyone, the shemale has a special way. Well, it's not easy to practice without you. I miss you more infatuated. This penniless monk will give you a chance to put this bowl under the Lifing Pagoda when the child in your belly grows up. The day I won the top spot. When you come out of the tower, it turns out that the white lady is pregnant at this time. Fahai saw that, although she was guilty. But it is also excusable to leave this sentence. Zhu Juan knelt in front of the tower and watched it build up inch by inch. My mind is full of how good the white lady used to be to him. Her obsession with finding her husband thousands of miles away. Her gentle and considerate care. Her promise from harmless people. He suddenly felt that the most true love in the world, it was given by a snake. He knelt in front of the tower and wept bitterly. Then he stood up and took Fahai as his teacher. Shaved at Jinshan Temple. Confess for the white lady day and night. I only hope that my son will be born soon. In the future, I will win the champion and rescue my mother. The white lady gave birth to a son under the tower and named him Zhu Shilin. Zhu Juan's sister, Zhu Ji'erong, took her nephew back to raise him, raising Shilin with her husband Li Gongfu. Zhao Jing also fled into the mountains for penance, vowing to rescue her sister in the future. 20 years go by like water. Zhu Shilin was taught by his uncle and aunt. Study hard, talented. He knew his origins from an early age. Vowed to win the championship and rescue the birth mother. Zhujuan is in Jinshin Temple, the ancient Buddha with green lanterns. 20 years of repentance and practice for my beloved wife. Hair is white. On this day, Beijing released the list. Zhu Shilin High School champion in one fell swoop. Royal red robe, riding a horse through the streets. So beautiful. He received the imperial decree, and the first time he did not return to Beijing to take office, but hurried back to Hangzhou. He first went to his uncle's house to say goodbye to the elders. Immediately a champion red robe, kneeling in front of Lifeng Pagoda, burning incense. Mother, the boy Shilin is back. The child won the champion and came to pick his mother up from the tower. Zhu Shilin burst into tears, kowtowing and bleeding. His sense of filial piety was breathtaking. Even the water in the West Lake seems to tremble. Just then, the clouds are full of golden light. Venerable Guanyin sits on the lotus platform. The jade bottle in the left hand tilted slightly. Westlake dried up in an instant. Lifeng Pagoda cracked. A white light rose into the sky. Bai Suzhen sees the light of day again. 20 years of imprisonment is over. Her face has not changed, but the corners of her eyes have added vicissitudes. Over at Jinshin Temple, Zhu Yan suddenly felt his mind shake. There are words in my mouth. The wife is out of the tower. I am out of the mountain. He said goodbye to Jinshin Temple and rushed there. The couple embraced again after a 20-year absence without a vigorous, only the eyes full of bitterness and tears of reunion after a long absence. Zhu Shilin knelt in front of his parents, and the family of 3 cried bitterly. Zhaoqing has been working hard for 20 years. The hostility has long since faded, and the practice has attained the Tao, now also flying from the mountains. Sisters reunite, old friends reunite. Zen Master Fahai came with his feet on auspicious clouds. He put his hands together and said with a smile, "Congratulations to the 3 of you. All the hard work. For 20 years, Bai Sezhen has repented quietly under the tower. The sins of waterlogged mountains have been offset." Zhu Yan in Jinshin Temple, the ancient Buddha with green lanterns, redeems his sins and practices. Zhaoqing practices hard in the mountains, fading his hostility. Now the champion among Wenk stars. Zhao Gan moves the sky, and the grievances have been resolved. Complete merit. Guru Guanyin said in the clouds by Sezhen, "Although you are a snake fairy, but more affectionate and righteous than many mortals in the world. 20 years of imprisonment is the doom of your practice. It's also your chance to become enlightened. Today, I am here to send the 4 of you to heaven." Now, by Sezhen, Zhu's Yan Zhaoqing Fahai for people, bathed in golden light, soaring by day, ranking in the immortal class. Zhu Shilin married his childhood sweetheart Li Bilian, under the knees of uncle and aunt Cheng Wan, a lifetime of glory. Later generations visited the West Lake and saw that although Lifeng Pagoda fell, but the West Lake is full, and the broken bridge remains. When the misty rain is hazy, it seems that I can still see the pair of fairy lovers swim hand in hand on the West Lake. 100 years of repair. Millennium cultivation sleeping together. This part of the West Lake legend. From then on, it has become a story passed down from generation to generation.